So it's 5 days before Christmas and officially 1 year since Roscoe died. I would be lying if I said that this wasn't an awful year and if I didn't miss him every day. And it was exacerbated by having to pursue legal action against the facility where he was originally taken because they refuse to take any accountability for their actions, despite multiple doctors questioning their methods and agreeing that they over-medicated and mismanaged his treatment. They refuse to admit that they are not a facility equipped to handle emergent services like his. And if they would have just told me that on day one instead of trying to get $6,000 out of me before I raised red flags and issues and concerns, and then they convinced us to leave him there, and then they called us at closing to tell us we had to come get him immediately. It is my belief that they were hoping we didn't answer and they could probably euthanize him, but they couldn't, because I did answer and I rushed to get him. And I shudder to think what they would have done, since they told us we could not leave him there overnight, despite having charged us 3 nights in a row for overnight care. All this has been proven to them. All this has been shown to them, and they refuse to take any accountability. And not only do they refuse to take any accountability for their actions, they are still doing it. I just saw a recent review from the last few months where they did the same thing. So they haven't even learned from them. They have no remorse. And it's just infuriating. So I am pursuing this legal battle. I don't care about the money. I will go broke pursuing it, which I very much may, because their tactic is to draw it out as much as they can so that my legal fees are more expensive. And this is all my own opinion, from my own experience, but that's what it seems to be happening, because there is more than enough evidence for them to admit some sort of fault, and they refuse. They refuse. I want to make a video about this because I want it to get out there to other parents in Studio City, Sherman Oaks, California, Encino, California, where they are located, Woodland Hills and the surrounding areas. This is not an emergency vet. They are not equipped to handle emergent services. And I mean like VCA is, or Access is. I took Roscoe to VCA after this, and they had so many questions about the ways he was treated, with what he was treated, the archaic ways that were used to treat him. And it's infuriating. And I'm not the only one. There are at least 3 pet parents before me who have spoke out against this facility, and their reviews got buried. They can keep trying to bury the Google and Yelp reviews by getting people who have had a positive experience or people they know to leave them, but at the end of the day, you should still be reading the 1-star reviews. They're not just 1 star by someone who has never written a review before and there's no dialogue. There are novels, paragraphs of people writing their experiences, all very similar to one another. And it's infuriating. So what I am trying to do is to get media attention on this, because I want to make sure that this doesn't happen to anyone else. They need to take accountability for what they have done to people. So many people and their animals have suffered unnecessarily at the hands of this practice and their negligence. So that is why I am here. I am asking for anyone to donate to this GoFundMe so I can keep this fight going. This is bigger than me. And if anyone has a stronger case than I do or an experience there, please reach out to my attorneys. You be the one to take it forward. You take all the donations and take the money. Go forward where maybe I can't. Please, I'm begging anybody who can do this so we have some sort of justice. I don't need it to be justice for my case. I just need it to be justice in some way for all of these brokenhearted pet parents and these deceased animals who deserved better. They deserved better treatment and to die better. Like Roscoe, maybe he was sick. Maybe he would have died. I don't know. But what I do know is it did not have to be this painful and tragic, not only for him and what he went through, but for what my family was put through, what I was put through by the doctors there. It's infuriating. And what I really want to focus on here is that if doctors, veterinarians for animals, are going to charge human doctor prices, then we need to have human doctor laws that are in place to protect the owners of these pets and animals. We've come a long way in the past 30 years, and we don't treat animals as much as property as we shouldn't. They're souls, they're beings, they're parts of our family, but we still have a long way to go because animals in the eyes of the law are still seen as property. And because they are considered property in the eyes of the law, it's almost impossible to seek any sort of justice, and it's always an uphill battle, which is what I am fighting, which is why I am here. I want to shine a light on this, and we need to make stronger laws that protect animals at the hands of doctors and hold bad doctors accountable, because there are so many great doctors out there. I know so many great doctors that my animals have seen for decades. This was not one of them, and I should have trusted my gut when I thought something was wrong, but I trusted the experts who told me not to worry, who told me they were doing the right thing, and it turns out that they weren't. So I am asking, if you are a pet parent, if you are an animal lover, and you have $1 or $2 to donate to this cause, if you are a pet parent who wanted to seek justice, but the statute of limitations ran out because the statute of limitations is only 1 year from the time that you noticed there was something wrong or from when your animal died. And most people are still grieving in that time if it's an animal who is part of their family. And again, we have to build stronger laws, and it starts here. We have to set a precedent, and we have to hold vets accountable for shady practices and misrepresentation. They can't just price gouge their patients and give half-assed care and be able to get away with it. And that is what they are doing. And it's got to stop. It's got to stop. Or if this video resonated with you or struck a chord, please donate. And if you can't donate even just $1, please share it. This is Roscoe. His dad had this made for me shortly after he died. And I sleep with this pillow every single day. I can't move on. I won't move on. This is the hill that I will die on, because I know that something is wrong here. And people have to know about it, and people have to speak out, and we have to fight for those who can't fight for themselves.